But today's webinar is about catalog parties, and this is something that has been requested. And I think what's really interesting is I'm a big fan of catalog parties. I loved doing catalog parties. I thought it was a great way to supplement my income. Catalog parties bred more catalog parties, and I even recruited like crazy. It's funny because I've read a couple different trainings on catalog parties where people said that they weren't very successful, or said, other coaches that, said that they tried not to do them. And I'm just kind of a different school of thought. I think that, doing a catalog party is a great way to introduce the business to people that may not be able to meet up in your living room, and to show just how easy the business can really be for the person that is doing the catalog party. So it was interesting to me because I couldn't believe there was negativity around catalog parties, because I loved them. I did several hundred catalog parties on top of my normal parties. Anyway, it kind of blew my mind. I was shocked by that. Anyhow, so let's talk about why somebody would want to have a catalog party, okay? So the reason why you would want to, it increases your monthly volume. So here's the thing. Even if a catalog party only sells $100, guys, it's $100. It's $100 more to your volume. It's $100 more to your team. It's $100 more, to whatever. It's whatever your percentage of $100 would be more in your pocket. So, it can increase your monthly volume. The thing is, you don't do a whole lot. A catalog party is not like a home party where you're mailing invitations and you're still going to host a coach. We'll talk about that in a second. But you don't have to leave your house and drive across town. You don't have to, get a sitter, clean the house. The hostess doesn't have to. All these many things. There's lots of benefits to having a catalog party. And in fact, a lot of times I would have catalog parties that were even bigger than the home party because of those things. Because the number two is gaining customers you otherwise would not meet. When I would do catalog parties for like nurses and teachers or, something like that, it was very seldom that I could get, think about an entire nursing floor or whatever. They're all friends. They all, want to support their friend and whatever the host is. But somebody's got to be working, right? So there was no way to get everybody in the same place at the same time. With a catalog party, if I had a home party on a Friday night, the catalog party would reach all the people that were still working on that Friday night. I mean, sure, there's outside orders and stuff like that, but, I always found great success with the catalog party. And not only that, but then my hostess would see just how much her people loved the product and loved so she'd book parties and she'd, want to join the team. It also keeps a steady flow of new customers coming into the business. So because it's kind of that outer circle of people, and because when you focus on bookings and stuff like that, it just grows exponentially, the same way that an in-home party does. But if you think about how you're kind of casting a wider net for the people that maybe couldn't get to the house, then you can see how it can really kind of grow. Understand, though, that catalog parties are a supplement to your home parties. We are still very much in the home party plan business. It is not something that is going to replace a home party. It is not something that you're just going to get to sit back and just do catalog parties and the business is going to grow. It can grow. It will grow. But understand, this is a supplement. It's a piece of the puzzle. The full puzzle of what we're doing here. The in-home parties is where the magic really happens. There is a synergy that happens when everybody gets together in one place. You talk about the products, you talk about the hostess opportunity, you talk about the business opportunity. That's your number one. Then there are catalog parties, there are online parties, there are vendor events. I think that's kind of the four. When you put all four of those together and you are actively doing all four of those in your local area, that is when you really are going to see your business explode. It's why we talk about those four things, and I feel like I'm forgetting one. I think there's a fifth. But I can't think of it right now. But yeah, maybe just customer care. But all of those kind of together are what is really, really, really going to make the business grow. So that's why you would want to have a catalog party. But why would your hostess? How do you find people who want to have catalog parties? How do you introduce or ask someone? So the thing is, you have to think about what the benefit is to the hostess of having the catalog party. So one of them is not having to have everyone at her house. So when you have people who say, oh my gosh, my living room is so tiny, or, I live with my parents, or my husband works nights, so he's asleep during the days, or, whatever. Excuse me. There are benefits to not having to have everyone over. Here's the thing, not everybody has a Martha Stewart house. They're proud to have everybody over and whatever, that the whole thing about fly lady and living in chaos of can't have anyone over syndrome. That's a real thing. And so some people want to still have the benefits and earn free products. They have, great friends that want to support them, want the product, all that kind of stuff. But they may just not want to have everybody over at their house, and that's fine. It's an awesome opportunity for them to have a catalog party. Maybe they just had another home party, so they don't want to have to ask their friends to get a sitter again and come over again and have the husband leave again and clean the house again and all that kind of stuff. So if you have somebody who maybe has just had a party, then you can say, you know what, like your people already know how this works. Like this is just introducing another product. So maybe instead of having everybody over for another party, you can just kind of show them the catalog, and see how it goes that way. There is a lot less pressure. I think sometimes we forget or take for granted just how much work being a hostess is. And this is why I say that at least once a year, I encourage everybody to be a hostess. We're all always consultants. But at least once a year, at least, that's minimum, once a year, I suggest hosting a party for a sister consultant. Obviously not your company, a different company. But it kind of just reminds us. It kind of just, reminds us how much work it really is. And having an in-home party, that's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of work these hostesses do. That's why we want to take such good care of them. That's why we want to really team up with them and work with them and get that partnership going. But it's also why we, again, reward them so highly. It's why we want to take care of, because it is a lot of work. It's people, inviting everybody over and the pressure. And the thing is, too, even as adults, it's kind of gosh, I hope people show up. Like, I hope this consultant is driving in. Like, I hope people show up to my house. And then I hope they buy once they get there, because we don't, want to waste somebody else's time. With a catalog party, that pressure isn't there. You may have, I've had catalog parties that were $50. I've had catalog parties that were $1,500. So the pressure is not there, but the potential certainly can be. Again, family commitments. Here's another one too, different friendship circles. So I've done in-home parties where someone has said, listen, I'd really like to have a party, but like, I'd love to say that everybody can always get along all the time, but that's just unrealistic. So sometimes, that you want to be able to have a party still, but not hurt anyone's feelings by not inviting a certain people or, whatever. With social media, it's almost impossible to do anything that is not public anymore. So, if you have someone who, is kind of like, well, I'd really, like to have a party, but, you still want to be able to give them the opportunity for, obviously for you to grow your business, for them to earn those free products, and to be able to reach as many people as they can. The other thing too, a catalog party has no boundaries. So it's like a catalog party and an online party can actually kind of work hand in hand, and they are very, very similar. And I do still suggest that even with a catalog party, that you set up an online party, which of course is what we talked about. I think that was last week that we talked about Facebook parties. So make sure you watch that. Super good video. All right, so a hostess package. So one of the things that I suggest doing is kind of a party in a bag, and I brought some props, things that you guys are going to like, but you want to have a very specific hostess packet for your catalog parties. There is less work, but there is more prep work with a catalog party than in a normal home party. With a catalog party, what you give your hostess is what is going to be doing all of the selling, all of the booking, and all of the recruiting for you. you're not there. They can't fall in love with you, which is one of the vital pieces to the puzzle of the success of an in-home party. So you have to be able to have people fall in love with what it is that you give to the hostess. So don't what's the word I'm looking for? Don't belittle or don't minimize how important this hostess packet is. And one of the things that I did was I kind of did a party in a bag. I wanted to put absolutely everything that the hostess needed in a bag. You guys know that I am all about supporting your sister consultants and using products from our own industry. So one of my favorites is this is the Timeless Beauty Bag from 31 Gifts. I hope that they never, ever, 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 ever get rid of this. I just put Party to Go on mine. Is that cute or what? I want to say it's like 20 bucks. Maybe if we have a 31 girl in here, you can tell me how much it is. But it opens up just like this. Okay. Now this is designed to have, of course, makeup, and you have your makeup brushes and all kinds of little doodads and stuff like that. Show you what I did with it. Okay. I have one that I put. And this one was done for a candle company. So this has samples. We have catalogs, order forms, ink pens. All right, so you can see how Timeless Beauty Bag turned into a catalog party. Now, if you don't get one of those, I did the same thing with a folder. I got one of these plastic folders so that it can take a beating. All right, and I've had this for 3 years, 2 years, something like that. And so what I did is I had catalogs and opportunity stuff in the front. And here's what I was kind of going to show as to what needs to go in a hostess packet. The very first thing needs to be a hostess letter from you. So it's kind of like a welcome letter. And this one says, thank you for booking a catalog party with me. As a catalog party host, you'll receive some great hostess benefits, the same hostess benefits that you would in an in-home party. This packet, you'll find everything you need to make your catalog party successful. And it has all kinds of information in here. When the party is going to open, when it's going to close, tips for a great party, all that good stuff. All right. And then I also put, like, if there's shipping information in here, the hostess rewards program in here. This is our If I'm Dreaming, Don't Wake Me Up. This is the we have this in the template library. It's the recruiting thing, and you can change that to match the numbers in your business. And then back here, because this one had samples, I just stapled a Ziploc with samples in it. Okay, so the thing is you don't want to have to put a whole lot of money into this necessarily, but you want to have something that you can give to your hostess that is going to have some wow factor. It's going to kind of do the selling again for you. So in this party in a bag or whatever, you want to have 3 to 5 sets of catalogs. The thing is, again, the catalogs are what's doing the selling for you. So don't just give one catalog, because you want your hostess to be able to give, one catalog at work, and maybe one catalog to her significant other who can take it to work, and maybe the kids get to take one to the teacher's lounge or whatever. You want to kind of distribute those out. Also, you want to give 15 to 20 order forms. Now, on the order forms, make sure that if there is anything that you can go ahead and fill out. So if you have a standard flat rate shipping or something along those lines that you can go ahead and fill out, do that. If you have a flat tax rate or whatever, go ahead and write in what that amount is. Like ours is 7.5% here. So anything that you can go ahead and fill out to help your hostess as well as the people placing an order, go ahead and do that. Another thing that I did was an exclusive catalog party hostess rewards program. I always did a little bit extra over what the normal catalog party, what the normal hostess program would be. Again, because you're not doing anything. You want to incentivize the hostess who is essentially doing all of the work. You're not having to drive and go, spend 3 hours of your evening or whatever at the party. The hostess is doing all of that. So you can incentivize additional things, such as maybe getting 15 individual orders or, booking 2 more catalog parties, stuff like that. Kind of get creative with it. But again, because this is building your volume and really kind of getting you out to people that you otherwise would not meet, you want to give those extra incentives. Party in a Bag lottery, we have in our template library. That is essentially party squares for a catalog party. They can purchase squares. It's a lottery kind of drawing type thing. At the close of the party, you're going to pick a number. Whoever's number is in that square will win the pot. The way that works, so it's a it's $100, 100 squares on a piece of paper. If it's $1, everybody fills out whatever. If the hostess sells the entire 100, I gave them an additional incentive. That was part of my hostess program. But what would happen, so let's say she sells $100 and I draw, number 23. Whoever's name is written on number 23 gets to order $100 worth of product. Okay, so that's another way to add to the volume of the party. Everybody buys in for a chance. Well, so there's 100 squares. If she only sells 30 of them, then whoever you chooses, they get to order $30 worth of product. Make sure that's legal in your state and stuff like that. But it's kind of just one more thing that kind of helps for the volume and also kind of adds a little bit of fun and party and flair to the catalog party. Make sure that in your party in a bag that you do referral cards and that you're having this hostess hand out those referral cards. The biggest benefit to the catalog party is just getting your name out exponentially. Again, because a catalog that is being passed around, handed out, taken places can really do more gardening for you than an in-home party can. Not everybody can get into your living room. So you want to try to get out there as much as you can. And those Diva referral cards, when you reward people for, sending out your name and number, that's something that will, again, help you to kind of get out exponentially. And then make sure you have a hostess wish list in the hostess packet or in the party in a bag. With a catalog party, you have to keep your hostess excited. It is her doing all of the work. So if she stays excited, if she gets motivated by what it is that she can earn, if she gets to sit there and write down that wish list and talk about what she is working towards, that's going to help you get that volume and those sales in the catalog party. You're going to have to still hostess coach, but this is the most work that there is with the catalog party. The very first thing is you want to have a deadline or a party close date. Same as we talked about with the Facebook party. If you have let's say you give your hostess her party in a bag today, but you don't close for 2 weeks, well, that very first person that she sews, if that person orders, they're waiting 2 weeks for that party to close. Certainly don't let it go any further than that. I know that there are companies that have hostess rewards for certain increments in sales and stuff like that. However, you have to think about those people who have ordered. The hostess is not the only person waiting here. The hostess is not the only person we have to worry about. Those new customers that have ordered something from you, even starting on day one, okay, they should not have to wait. So you want to make sure that when you are hostess coaching that you have a solid like boom, this is when we are closing, no questions. And that you coach your hostess to make sure that everyone knows that I'm having a catalog party, we're going to close, next Tuesday or whatever. I also recommend only having it open for 2 weeks because, again, you will have people who order that very first day. And unlike an in-home party where, they would then get their product the very next week, they're already having to wait. You don't want people to have to wait a long, long time. Also, you want that party to close so that you can begin that customer care. If you've got somebody who ordered from you, 2 weeks ago, you want to be able to talk to them. You want to be able to say, thank you so much for your order. I've got that place. You should be arriving, whatever, whether you shoot them an email or a text or whether they get an email that, the order has been placed, something, so that they know that, they are being taken care of. You can give rewards for number of products sold. This kind of goes back to the hostess program that you may have for an exclusive catalog party. When I thought about, my company gave rewards for sales bonuses. If you hit, this much, you got this much, you got it. But sometimes that seemed really daunting. And again, it was kind of that pressure that I wanted to kind of take out. So what I did was I gave rewards in number of products sold increments instead of sales products. So if I said, if you sell 10 things, you're going to get this. Well, if the first person ordered 3 things, then the hostess, regardless of what the price was, the hostess was like, oh, I'm already a third of the way, nearly a third of the way to my first goal. And it kind of, what I noticed is it kind of gave more incentive for the hostess to suggest other products. So it was almost like she would upsell because the focus wasn't on the money. It was her trying to reach that number of products sold. I found that to be more successful than focusing on the money. It seemed like less pressure and seemed like more of a kind of a fun challenge. You can also do rewards for sales increments. Once you get over that or get higher, choose which one you think works for you, or give them the option of either one. Offer bonus buys. So again, because you are not doing the work, you can be a little bit more generous with this. You can be a little bit more giving. A catalog party, if you do it correctly and really incentivize it, can really be a great success. So do bonus buys. Like, we've got like the bounce back coupons. If you're doing bounce back coupons right now, make sure that you are talking about those or coaching your hostess that every time somebody orders $50, they get 10% back to use in the month of January or whatever. Maybe if they order $50, they get free gift wrapping, or something along those lines. All of those customer service skills that we've talked about, you can weave into your catalog party to help it be more successful and help to really boost what the catalog party will be. And then offer a really good bonus for bookings. The thing about catalog parties is if you're really taking care of your hostess and she's really excited about it, she's earning those products, she's working it or whatever, people are going to see that. And it's just like the in-home party where they're like, well, wait a minute, I can do this. Like, I can earn free goodies. I can show catalogs around. This is so easy. Of course it is. So, it will kind of snowball and you will be able to more. Last, whoa, wow, this is old. Don't forget the web. This is not the one I meant to upload. We don't use Evite anymore. I guess you could, but you want, we're all using Facebook now. That's funny. This is the wrong one that I uploaded. Absolutely use Facebook, but the thing is, don't forget to tell people about your website. That is the bonus of having that Facebook party, so that you can post, that you can still talk to people, people can RSVP, you can kind of have the Facebook party and the catalog party going in tandem. It gives somebody the opportunity to reach you also. Maybe your hostess has a question she doesn't know, or maybe the one of the customers. I know that we have some people that are in a relatively intimate industry, the romance industry. Some people need to ask questions they don't necessarily want to ask their friend, the hostess. So having that Facebook party gives people an opportunity to reach you, the consultant, the expert, to ask questions as well. Something that you can also do is make a promotional code using the hostess's name. If you're able to do this on your website, it's a great way to be able to track who is ordering specifically from the party. And then the last thing is to make sure, if you can, to either deliver the products to the customer or to at least follow up once you know that it has been delivered. The more you can touch the customers that that have done the ordering, the better, because those are your new customers, your new people. And in that service, you can say, thank you so much for ordering. I just wanted to make sure you got everything. It was exactly what you wanted, because again, you haven't had the chance to really talk to them about what they ordered, or recommend, or what solution they were solving, or what problem they were coming to solve, whatever. So you can begin that customer care, and then you can also say, well, there's a one of our templates has where it says your hostess earned this much and whatever, and you can say, well, from the catalog party, your friend so-and-so earned $100 worth of free products. Would you be interested in seeing if you could do the same, or if you could match hers or beat hers, or have a little friendly competition or whatever? That's all going to be in that customer follow-up that happens after the catalog party. All right, and the very last thing that I will say, that I thought I had a slide for, but I've got the wrong one uploaded, or wrong one loaded up here. What I loved about catalog parties too is once you have worked with your hostess for 2 weeks, she's gone out there, she's talked about your products, she's earned free products, she's booked parties, she may even have people interested in the business. It's such a great opportunity for you to say, how did you enjoy doing my job the last 2 weeks? The thing about the catalog party is most of the time they're not thinking about it as a consultant side. They're trying to earn free products, right? And share the products and stuff like that, but they don't realize they are essentially doing what it is that you do for 2 whole weeks. So what I always did is I would say, so you've earned, $100 worth of free products, or we can put, this towards getting you started in the business. You've already got customers that have ordered. Those can be your first customers. You've already got, 3 of your friends that want to have catalog parties themselves. We can let those be your first parties. And you may even have somebody from that wants to join your team the same way you want to join mine once they see how easy this business is. I had a closing ratio on my catalog part, and maybe that's why I love them, because it was so easy, because once it clicked with them, that they did all the work, they had done it all, and they enjoyed it, and their friends enjoyed it, and they earned all these free good, and you say, now if you just did that once a month, or, twice a month or whatever, and it kind of grows, then you could be a consultant, and instead of me making money, you would be making the money. What do you think? So I had a whole lot of people, again, because they had spent 2 weeks and we're talking and we're texting and we're, whatever, and talking about the party and the products and the this and the that, and have you earned this? Do you need any more catalogs? Because you're going to stay in touch during those 2 weeks and stuff. They really it almost kind of gave them an intro or whatever to the business. So does anybody have any questions? Yeah, yes. So at the close of the party, I always wanted to meet up with them. So, and to get this stuff back. So yes, sometimes I mailed it and I would send them a shipping label for them to mail it back. Or like I would put it, this fits in a flat rate envelope. So I would ship it in a flat rate envelope, and I would fold up another flat rate envelope with a label to return it, and I'd stick it in there with it. But if they were local, yeah, we'd go have coffee or, whatever, to kind of close the party. And that's when they would either decide to have, whether they get the hostess credits or join the team. So if you have something that can't have samples, then that's fine. You just leave that part out. But you can still have all kinds of, you still have the catalogs, you still have the order forms, you still have the lottery in a bag, you still have, ink pens and calculator and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and to get it back, either meet up or, shipping back and forth and stuff. Here's the thing. So I probably had like 10 of these at any given time. Sometimes I didn't get them back, but that, that was kind of, I wanted to make sure, this was another reason why I stayed in close touch, was because I wanted to build that relationship. So, never did I not get one of these back. I think everybody kind of knew that was whatever, but there was a couple times, I also had people that walked out with lap boards from my parties that I didn't get back. I just wrote it off as a business expense. Oh, so you know what, Khadija, if you want to put in the Facebook group, we have 31 consultants that can help you out. But yeah, this one is from 31 Gifts. I think Initials Inc. may have something similar. I don't know if you have 31 Gifts where you are, but there may be a consultant who'd be willing to ship over there to you.